right. What is up? And welcome back to another exciting episode of How to Invest in Commercial Real Estate.
What is up?
Brian needs to learn how to put his mic up to his face.
Hey, what's up?
Yep.
The length of Braden's hair is up.
Yeah,
it's longer every week.
Yep.
When are you going to cut that?
What's the end goal here?
I don't know. I'm enjoying the journey. I'm more of a journey guy. You know what I mean?
He's more of a journey guy than an end goal guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems trendy. Who has end goals these days? Just trying to enjoy the moment.
End
bro.
goals are out.
Well, you know what I'm excited about
in.
is it's mother effing playoff time, and we are riding the number one seed straight into the Western playoffs.
It's already getting hot with the Clippers loss.
Yeah. I thought Oklahoma City Thunder picked up a lottery pick for next year because the Clippers lost.
Nice.
So that's great. Super excited about playoffs. And we got a bunch of deals that we're working on. What? Go ahead.
I'm ready to start seeing some games. I think first game Sunday.
Yep.
Anyway,
Be fun.
tons of deals in the pipeline. I think we counted up the other day, and it's $100 million. Ton of deals.
Wow.
So
$100 million.
yeah, and we talked about that at lunch the other day. I think people ask us a lot, how many deals do you guys look at? And we tell them, and every single time they look like they just crapped their pants. It's a lot of deals.
Yeah.
But we have a big team of people. There's a lot of us, and not all of those deals are getting more than 30 seconds, sometimes 90 seconds, sometimes 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. It depends on the deal, and then you whittle it down, and then we'll be left with a great quarter.
And even the deals that we have in the pipeline now that we're spending a significant amount of time and resources on, they're for some reason or another, they may not get to the finish line. Some of them we get to underwriting and modeling. Sometimes we get to LOI. Sometimes we get to purchase contracts. Sometimes we even get through due diligence. You never know when the deal is going to fall out of the pipeline. But right now we've got a healthy pipeline of good deals, large deals, and we're going to try to get them closed.
Yes. Yep. And Reno, I think we're finally putting the tombstone on that deal instead.
I think that one's gone.
And a lot of times people ask what we do with our acquisition fee, and I'll tell you what we do. We use it to fund dead deals because Reno, we let $30,000 on fire testing it, making sure we wanted to buy it.
Yep.
We figured out we did under certain conditions, and those conditions ultimately didn't work for the seller. And that's just part of running a business, obviously. So the good news is we never took any investor funds in. We have a bunch of commitments. We're sad to see those go. Hopefully they get allocated towards another deal like the Denver portfolio we're raising for now. But ultimately that stuff happens.
Yeah, just to clarify, that's $30,000 of Criterion money, no investor money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we've got to do that. We've got to spend that money in order to get to the finish line, and we can't expect anybody to take that risk along with us. That's our side of the risk, and only when we feel like we have eliminated some of that risk and we're closing on the deals when we take the money.
We're right in the middle of April, so distributions are going out hot and heavy right now. It's that time of the year, and deposits are just going to start hitting your account daily. If you're not enrolled in ACH, then you're wrong.
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
Everybody should have received, well, depending on what investments they're in. We've got a bunch of them out.
What's the total ballpark total distributions we're sending out this quarter?
I've made it through 5 of 24, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll update you on that.
But Aspen Dental sold. We sent out $700,000 on that yesterday, $715,000 to be exact. Super exciting. It was a $522,000 equity raise, so pretty good deal.
Did you figure out did you look at the IRR on that?
I did. 17.2.
Nice.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
I'll take that.
Yep. We pitched 20, so it's a little bit shy. So for us, I think we kind of decided we're waiving the disposition fee, which we had the right to charge. We're going to go ahead and waive that just to maximize the LP return.
So we going into the game today first or the topic today?
Yeah, let's hit a game.
All right. I got a game for you guys.
Let's go.
All right.
First of all, Brian was tired of getting his butt beat so bad that he went to moderating the games.
Yeah, I'm moderating games now.
It's only fair.
All right. We'll see if you're still talking after this game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So I went and looked at the top 10 retailers in the country. And so I looked at what the average cap rate was for these 10. And so I'm going to tell you what the top 10 are.
So we'll go one at a time. We'll get our number, and then We won't say it until we've got that number, and
That's
then
right.
we'll say it at the same time.
Right. But part one is I'm going to tell you the top 10, and I want you to tell me which of these retailers has the lowest cap rate.
Okay.
And they are Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, CVS, Costco, Target, Kroger, Walgreens, Dollar General, and Dollar General / Family Dollar. Who is the lowest average cap rate?
I've got mine.
You got yours, Braden?
I've got mine.
Okay, Braden.
Target.
Mine's Home Depot.
You're both incorrect.
Is it Kroger?
It's Costco,
Wow. Costco.
which I think I can see that.
That would make sense. They're the biggest consumer retailer in the world.
And I got to be honest, I don't have a lot of experience.
That's right.
Remembering Costco deals.
Oh,
There's
you were
maybe not
still
a lot
talking.
in the trade, but
Yeah.
I thought you were done after you said experience. Sorry.
yeah.
Okay, so neither one of you get a point on that one. Okay, so I'll keep track of who wins each one of these. Okay, so we'll start with Lowe's. You guys get your number in and let me know what you think.
We're average market cap rate selling.
Yes.
And it's not a ground lease, or they are ground leases?
No, they're not.
Okay. Are they new?
Yes, these are within the last 2 years.
You
I
said this
know-
was the best.
Well, hold on. We need to know are they all like new leases? Do they have like 10-year term or 15-year term? Or are we like, is it potluck on the leases?
It's potluck on the lease.
Oh, God.
Probably
it's going to be
yeah,
tough.
just total average.
Yeah, it's total average.
Okay,
so.
here we go. I just adjusted my number. Go.
6.
6.5.
Braden wins. 6.2.
He thought 6.5 was not only right, but the number one retailer in the world. This guy.
All right,
Not the number one retailer in the world. And I was going to say 6, but when you said potluck, I adjusted it.
Yeah. All right. Target.
You're only 5 bips away from losing that. So what are you talking about?
You said 6.5. I was 6. That's 50
It was
bips.
62. 6.2 though.
6.2.
If it's 6.2, 6 and a
Okay,
quarter.
it was 5 bips. I didn't hear that part. I was too busy talking shit.
Okay, Target. Come up with your number, and then Braden, you go first this time.
585.
6 and a quarter.
Joel's closer at 6.4. All right. Walgreens. So it's 1-to-1 now. No, wait.
Yeah, it's 1-1.
Okay, 1-1.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be keeping track of this shit.
I am. Well, I don't have my pen.
Okay,
All right,
1-1.
Walgreens.
This is interesting because there used to be a set number for Walgreens. Now they've had credit problems that are all over the board.
Yeah, they kind of are.
I have mine.
I have mine.
7.5.
7 and a quarter.
Joel wins. It's 7.0.
Okay, the next series, Joel's going first.
Okay.
He's doing on-the-fly adjustments. I know.
All right.
I know it.
All right, Dollar Tree.
He's just playing over or under on this.
It's 2-to-1, Joel. Dollar Tree.
All right, I have my number. I can go first whenever
Hold
Brady
on.
says he has his number.
I'm not ready. Again, too busy talking crap. Dollar Tree?
Yeah, and Family Dollar, same.
Okay, I have it.
What it?
7.65.
8.
It's 7.5.
Dang, I'm on it
Joel's
now.
up 3-0.
3-1.
3-1, sorry. Dollar General.
Okay, I have it.
I have it. I'll go first. 7 and a quarter.
7.55.
You paused an awful long time.
It's Joel again. It's 7.0.
You paused for a long time after I said that. You can't do that. You have to say it immediately.
All right. Did we already do Kroger?
It's 4-1.
It's 4-1. We didn't do Kroger.
Nope.
Kroger.
Okay, I've got mine.
All right,
I've got
first. You go first again. We'll give Braden all the
All right, 6.9.
6.25.
6-4. Braden.
Oh, yeah.
4-2. All right. Home Depot.
I got it.
I got it.
Okay, Joel.
5.9.
6.5.
Braden wins at 6.2.
4-3.
Wait, what?
Wait.
It was a tie.
Oh, it is a tie. Sorry.
All right, it's 4-2 with one tie.
Okay. Last three. CVS. Joel.
6.5.
7.25.
It's Joel. It's 6.3. All right. Walmart. What is it? 5?
5-2 with one tie.
I don't think you can win, Braden. But anyway, we'll do last two. Walmart. It's going to be Walmart and Costco are the last two. Joel, what's Walmart?
6.
5.95.
It's 6-1.
Oh, barely.
All right. Now, here's a hint. Remember, game number 1 or part number 1 was Costco was the lowest. So there's your hint. Costco.
All right, I'll go first, and I'm going to go at 5'7".
I'd say
He's pausing.
5.95 again.
It's 5'6".
Yeah.
Gosh, that was just a thumping.
I got destroyed.
All right.
7-2 with one tie. We'll take it. Okay, the topic today, just a little thought experiment. If we lost it all today, we want to talk about what we would do, and we want to assure you that we would get it all back again.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I first started listening to mentors, I remember specifically where I was. I was driving down north on Highway 75, listening to one of them say that, and I just couldn't understand, like, what do you mean if you lost it all, you're just going to get it all back? Blew my mind. But now that we're in the real estate game and we understand how it works, I mean, I don't want to think about why I lost it all. I maybe like a COVID event, or I got arrogant or whatever, and we lost it all. But you definitely could get it all back again. And we're going to talk about, you know, kind of some scenarios on how you would go about starting that journey. So the three scenarios that we're going to talk about today are if you had $50,000, if you had $100,000, and if you had $500,000. So let's start with the scenario that you've lost it all, you've accumulated $50,000, great job. How are you starting out the journey of getting it all back? And I'll let you guys kind of opine on the question, and then I'll kind of give some thoughts.
Get to opining.
Okay. Well, my initial thought was 50,000 isn't a whole lot to get started on your own.
Sure. Agree.
You know, we've talked about in the past, you know, we tell ourselves that part of our audience is people who want to get out of their 8-to-5 job and get started. And some of the ways that we've told them to get started is, you know, partner with other people, go out and find a deal, but you have to raise money from friends and family. So I think that's one of those scenarios, because 50,000 is not enough just to go out and buy your own deal. So you got to partner, or you got to raise a bunch of money from friends and family.
Yeah, and I think statistically, once you start to accumulate money, the probability of losing it, like those people who have money have lost it multiple times. You know, I've heard that stat. I don't know exactly what it is, but I think it's more common for people to lose it all than they thought, and you almost don't realize it because of the knowledge that they kept throughout the process. So great question. And then second, you know, slight modification I do is I'd say like 0 to 50,000, because I would agree with Ryan. I think 50,000 is less about the inherent 50,000 and what you're able to do with that. I think it's about making sure you can get in the right networks, get in the right rooms, find the right deals. You know, you're using that to leverage people and connection and you know, gain trust and similarity and some sort of like symbiotic view. So that may be like lunches in the nicest part of town every single day, just so you can network with those people. Like you could spend a few $1,000s doing that over 6 months. So I think that's really where the money is coming in the beginning.
Yeah.
Great points. Yeah, when you've saved your way back to 50,000, you definitely can't bet that 50,000 on anything with risk, like trying to buy your own deal, or even putting it in a deal, even if you are partnering, because you can't risk losing the 50 again and being back at 0. So the key when you're kind of have a little bit of cash is you're going to use that cash, like you say, to help fund the finding of the next deal and the partnership that you're trying to, you know, sway into joining you. You're not buying assets at a 50,000 level. You're buying access to the right people that can help you. And so what you're going to spend your time doing is looking for deals and then pitching those deals to people with money and using that 50,000 as a little bit of leverage to get just a piece. Just a little bit of LP equity, maybe a sliver of GP equity, because you might brought the deal. You're going to do all the sweat equity. And so that's where that 50,000 is going to get you. Is maybe you need to have an attorney review a contract for you to kind of help tie up the deal. And once you have control of the deal, then you start taking it to different groups.
Maybe some earnest money, maybe some due diligence costs. But generally speaking, you've got $50,000. You can't qualify for a loan, right? So you're already needing to partner up with somebody to get the loan. So you're left with a sliver of GP shares already. So you're really not trying to invest the 50,000. Maybe you're generating some fees off of the deal that's getting thrown in, you know, already. So you're not receiving the cash. But you're trying to buy access. You're trying to get paid for putting it together through your knowledge.
Okay, $100,000, right? We got double the amount of equity. You have some options now. What do you guys think? you could try to find, a vacant building maybe that's you could take down. That's a small deal, or do you still go the partnership route and try to use that as additional leverage to gain even more influence in the deal?
Personally, I feel better about if I had $100,000. At 50, I feel like, man, I've got to put almost all of it in to get this thing done. At 100, maybe I put in the 50 and I still have a little bit in reserve. If this deal doesn't go well, okay, well, I've got this other 50, and meanwhile, while this is going on, maybe I'm making up some more money. I feel a little bit better about 100,000. That's just my initial thought.
If I have 100,000 and I did that first deal, I would be starting to incorporate. I would be starting to get a logo, put like a general thesis together, try to get an admin, get a small office, and really start to duplicate that first one.
Yeah, you got a little extra money to do that with.
Yeah, and again, $100,000 isn't the equity you need for this deal. It's the due diligence costs. It's the earnest money. It's your rent and maybe your livelihood for the next 6 months while you can put the next deal together.
Yeah.
But really, any money you would be making on the deal is getting thrown back into the deal. Your partners want to make sure you're fully incentivized to perform, and you're not just a bad actor making money and shoving them with a crappy deal. So it's really hard to cash flow positive, even though you may be showing a profit. So very conservative. I would just be trying to duplicate that first deal.
Yeah, and I would say there's probably a small strip center. Maybe it's here in Tulsa. It's $1 million, $1.5 million, where you now could come up with a significant chunk of the down payment. You definitely have enough to get it under contract and start due diligence. Like you say, brand, have an operating agreement, and really have some power to go to investors, maybe not even necessarily a partner, because you have a deal under your belt, you have experience. Now you're just convincing money to join you in buying this small retail deal, where you're now able to take maybe a chunk of the GP shares. And once you can do that successfully, you're really on your way.
Yeah.
All right, next scenario is $500,000, right? Maybe you came up with that, or maybe you've done it with your first deal or two. What's the focus when you get $500,000 and trying to rebuild what we have?
Well, with $500,000, you might be able to go out and find a small deal and fund it yourself. And maybe if you have a $500,000, if you've saved that much, you probably have a net worth that might be enough for a bank to give you a loan for a small deal. I mean, you might be able to do it, on your own. Maybe along the way you did a small deal and now you're ready. You have a $500,000. You're ready to take it down yourself, possibly.
Yeah, I think at this point, you're probably 2 to 3 years into this process easily. At this point, you've done 2 or 3 deals successfully at this point. And I really think you need to start to decide, am I going for scale and quantity? Maybe that played a part in over leveraging and helped my demise to why I'm back starting over again now. Or maybe you're happier doing a deal or 2 or 3 a year. And then by that point, your $500,000 can command a much larger portion of the general partner shares and the LP shares in each deal.
Yeah.
So I think this is really where personality comes into play. Do you want to invest in your business and the ability to syndicate a lot of deals and take a small chunk out of each? Or do you just want to go a little bit safer and take a bigger chunk out of each deal? Yeah. I think at this point, you're still needing a partner or two to give some GP shares to help you qualify for the loan.
Maybe.
Well, what a lot of people do in our business is when they're a syndicator is they say, well, now that I've got this money and a little bit of experience, I'm going to still raise all the money and I'm just going to spend this, what I don't need to use. Yeah. What I would recommend is doing the syndication model at this stage. You have experience, you have money backing you, so you're not desperate for the investors to come along, which will give you more credibility, but you don't spend the $500,000. The $500,000 is there. Maybe you put $100,000 into this new deal with investors, but that may or may not work. And now you've got backup. You can take several shots at this. Yeah. And that's what you want to do is you don't want to be out of the game if things don't go right. Yeah. What I would do is I would put, the $300,000 or $400,000 over here on the side in like a really safe interest-bearing account. I go and I syndicate a decent-sized deal, but I'm in control now. And I'm taking a majority of the GP shares and going for that. If that one works, great. I just do it again. If it doesn't work, I've got backup capital, and I'm going to try to repeat that process.
Yeah,
I think it's interesting in our business because we run a business on real estate investment. So we still are left with the same decision of like investing in our business or investing in the real estate. And I think at some net worth number, probably in between $1 to $5 million, you really need to start looking for an uncorrelated investment outside of your own business, right? So for a lot of people, that's us. That's where we come in. You're uncorrelated, completely not associated to your business, completely not associated to the market or a bunch of other things. It's completely uncorrelated. So it's inherently a lot safer and diversified, yada, yada, yada. For us as real estate investors, our company is a real estate investment company. So for us, it may be shoving money in a money market account, shoving money in somebody else's deals, even though it's real estate. Yeah.
Hadn't worked out for me.
And then it may just be putting money in the market or bonds or whatever it is. But I think that's, at $500,000 in cash, I would start to slowly make sure I'm sitting in an LP position with that money, and it's not just completely tied up with the business. Do you know what I mean by that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we make that decision every day, and that Brian and I especially, and Braden somewhat too, we decide how much of our personal money do we want to put in each one of these deals. Obviously, I could put all my available cash into the one that's in front of me, but we don't want to do that. We always want to keep cash on hand because you never know when deals aren't going to go well, and then we just piecemeal into them, 100,000, 200,000 at a time. We get diversified all around the country. And then once you get to the point where you're invested in, like where we are, 30 deals, 40 deals, or 70 deals, if I combine some of the companies, a lot has to go wrong when I'm getting cash flow from 50 different sources. And so that's the way I like it, is that, maybe one deal loses a tenant. We don't pay the pref on that one. Maybe a development takes longer, but I got 20 more deals because I've taken time to diversify into them over time. So anyway, just some thoughts. You can get in at any stage of this. You can get in with no money, $50,000, and maybe you're already wealthy and you've got millions of dollars. But get in the game eventually, and you won't regret it.
I hope I never have to prove this. But that's what I would do.
That's right. Agreed.
All right, well, that's the show for today. We'll see you next time on How to Invest in Commercial Real Estate.
See ya.